Sumbeard here, and welcome back to another Let's Play episode. And as you can see, the tree trunk's still here. It doesn't go up high enough to stop the rain, though, unfortunately. But we're gonna rectify that this episode. Well, maybe not. I mean, it takes a long time to get all the wood, unfortunately. So don't worry, plenty of other things to do. Hopefully it won't be too boring, because I'm going to be doing a lot of building. And when I start building, the slow talking starts. So just starting progress on the outside perimeter. Going to do this kind of cliff's face sort of thing. Do a couple of outcrops so you could walk down to the bottom if you want. And yeah, it's going to take a while. Building vertically is kind of a pain, I'm figuring out, but yeah, just work on that for a while. So I'm thinking the easiest way to go about this is to figure out what I want the bottom perimeter to be and build up from there. Yeah, easier, I guess. This is still gonna be a pain. We got lots of blocks though, and we'll probably still need more. So I've got the first layer down, and I used about 3 stacks of stone, a little more than that. It's gonna take a lot of stone to finish this. So yeah, I'm gonna go till I run out, I guess. Add a little door here to make my life slightly easier. I don't think it'd be too bad. Didn't take too long to do that last layer, so it's just gonna be pseudo-randomizing the places where it moves closer to the center will be the fun part. Now I think about this, yeah, it's not as useful as I thought. Derp. I don't want that there. Yeah, so I think that looks convincing. It's not too out of sorts. Not incredibly unnatural looking, so we'll go with it. Yeah, so I think it's looking pretty good so far. I mean, it's already pretty cool in here, so I mean, if we do a cavern-like thing, we really can utilize the facade on the outside and not have to fill in so much junk in here to make it look good. So, I'm excited. And yeah, looks like I'm out of stone, so I better pick up more. Yeah, it looks a little flat on this side. I think we could fix that pretty easily, though. Yeah. So I'm thinking is we'll build this little jut out here. That'll kind of break things up a little bit. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Oh, we're so close. We're gonna run out of stone, I'm pretty sure, though. So close, man. Wow. That was really close to the right number of blocks. That's kind of, a little bit terrifying. Huh. Alright, let's grab some rockets and see how it looks. Can I do this? Woo! Made it. First try. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. If I don't say so myself. One thing I wasn't thinking about initially was I really don't want to light up the side, so I need to make sure that if things can spawn on here, that they cannot get up to the top. So I've since been putting, 2-block high border like this. So yeah, stuff can spawn here, but it's not going anywhere. So not the biggest deal. Another thing I didn't think about is in these newer versions of Minecraft, which is well, when I say newer, I mean like years old. You have things like andesite and different rock types. So we really should work some of those into here. Maybe I should go look at some mountains for reference just to see how often they spot and make this look as natural as we can. We're already making a flat top here, which is strange anyways, so maybe make it plausible that it was a mountain that got flattened out, or who knows what. Yeah, just make it look somewhat natural. Okay, so I got all the different rock types and gravel, just in case we want to throw that in there somewhere. And there's one thing I want to try with cement and plain andesite. May not work with this color. It might work better with different ones, darker grays. But yeah, I just wanted to see if no, maybe if it's darker, but yeah, seeing if I could get a cracked look from that, but clearly that is not going to look right. Worth a try. So, got things pretty well filled in up here. Probably do some coarse dirt, different spots to make the grass not grow. And currently, I don't know where any more stone is, so we'll put that off for now. And I think I'll do... I like putting weird little entrances into these places, so I think I'll figure out something here. Maybe just a pool that goes way farther down than it should. Yeah, that could be cool. Top could be source blocks and then have flowing water as you go down. Ooh, I could make that a... Oh, there's an interesting idea. Is it soul sand that will propel things up water? That's what I should do right there. Make it a elevator. Ahaha. I like that idea. Yeah, so I'm gonna replace some of these blocks with andesite and stuff like that. I got a couple iron ore, so if I think we put a few around, that'll make it a little more convincing that maybe this was here. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. So I think it'd be a good way to break up. I think it'd be a good way to break up a flat wall section like this. Just throw in some andesite. A little too far away. Oh, can I jump and do this? Nope. Maybe I'll just keep that. Sure, why not? We'll try that. It looks a little bit goofy, but it's really just to break it up. Yeah, just keep doing this and get back to you once I've done a significant amount. So I'm liking it so far. I think that that makes it a lot more convincing. Just a little bit of extra detail there. I think it makes a big difference. Even though I'm lazy and didn't really do anything towards the top, I think it does add to the fact pretty well. Maybe we'll add a little bit here. Yeah. I'm liking it. We'll do some crazy stuff with the roots growing everywhere. Yeah, it'll be quite cool, I think. So, one thing that's bothering me so far is this tree just looks a little flat. And I think the way to fix that is to replace these kind of uncovered roots and just make it go wider so you kind of get that, I don't know what you call it, spidery look to it. But hopefully it'll make sense once I actually do it. So, we'll stop talking, just do it. So I'm thinking, at least in my mind, trees spread out a little bit where the roots go down. Yep. Oh, that'll work. That'll work. So I think if I do something like this. It's a little too linear, so I think if I go up 1, 2 more layers like this, probably give it about the right look. I don't like that you can see this right here, though. So I'm going to do what I can. I think maybe if I do this, we'll just, not a whole lot I can do on this side, is there? I mean, it can't be perfect just because of the nature of the blocks we're working with, but I think that's an improvement at least. So we'll go with it. Do the same thing over here. Like, what's 2 blocks high doesn't bother me as much because I can't really see it, so I think that's what we'll go with. I feel like that's not what I was thinking. You know what, we're gonna do original thing and throw some dirt here. I think might do the trick in this case. I just realized I am not putting down coarse dirt. That's probably fine though. We'll do that here. Trying to keep things lit up a little bit, but it's a little tricky. Not sure how I'm gonna handle that. Might do lanterns, or maybe a mixture of lanterns and buried lights. What I've done sometimes is take a grass block and then bury a lantern underneath, like a jack-o'-lantern, and that seems to work pretty well. Yeah. Just sometimes you just gotta keep trying things till you get something that looks right. And frankly, it is subjective, but I think the tree really just needs to have an irregular shape to be convincing. And honestly, these... I really don't know what just hurt me. I have no idea. Yeah. I think this makes a big improvement already, so I'll just keep going with this idea for everywhere I think there should be large roots coming out. And yeah. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how things are looking now. Yeah, it looks much more natural. Yeah, it's amazing sometimes how little changes make such a big effect on how something looks. Yeah, So I think next part is I'm going to start working on some of the underground root parts. They'll come out at points, and yeah, they'll just be something interesting to look at. So, thinking we'll do one out here. And what I'm thinking is, if I do this right, whoops, we'll go with it. The only way I can think to look at this is to jump off. Oop, oop, that looks wrong. A little bit of dirt right here. Now, I suppose if it's coming out like that, there probably is some amount of dirt around. So if you think of erosion characteristics, should have a little bit under, I would think. So maybe if we do something like that, might look a little more natural. Yeah, I think that looks good. Maybe put a little dirt on top, too. Yeah, I'll take a few layers out. Oops. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. Need to get back up there. Yeah, I put the ladder here. Let's not waste the dirt. The oh so important dirt. Also, oh, that's where I put the bed. Totally forgot where I left that. So I think the other ones are going to be mostly in the cavern. So this one will go down. So I think the easiest way to do this is just to mark about where it should be. It's going to be easier said than done. I think this is okay. So I think we're going to do, since you can't really see the transition, we're just going to kind of cheat. A block of there. Destroy that. Place the grass as it grows. Yeah, and we'll go down there and see how it looks. Ow, duh. Yeah, I'm liking that. So I think this root's just gonna come straight down for most part, maybe have some smaller roots coming out. Yeah. So let's build a little platform over here. So I want it to end up about right here, I'm thinking. Yeah. It's a little easier on ourselves. Let's take a look. Well, it's not really lit up at the moment, so I think we're going to go with a darker area down here. Maybe use things like half slabs of different sorts. Unfortunately, the new update, I don't know when that's coming out because that would be perfect for this. So it looks like there'll be a lot more new half slab kind of blocks, so we'll work with what we got. We can always remodel later. Remodel our very natural underground. Yeah. I mean, you're in a cavern and you just see this big root coming down. You think, that's kind of... There might be a big tree up there. So, let's just... Yeah, we'll connect that. I think that's looking pretty good. Not as concerned about seeing the end on this side because I think that's going to be the primary viewing direction. So, but it does add quite a bit looking at it from the side. So, you know, everything's a little bit of a trade-off one way or another. Yeah. I'm liking that. A little too thin right here. So either, yeah, we'll do a little bit down here with that. I'm also liking that window right there, so I think I'll keep it in there. Be fun if you're flying around and zoom in there with your elytra. Maybe have a pool or something. We do have to connect the aquarium to something over here, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, so I like the look of that. In fact, maybe a couple facing the other way on this side would be okay. So, let's take another look. Oh yeah, that is much more convincing, I think. It's starting to look like a tree. Cool. And can I make it? Yep, just barely. So we have that route over there. How do I want to do this? I'm going to have to look outside. So it comes down to right above that dirt block, so that's where we want to come in here. Yeah, I mean, I'm laying in the details I know I want to be here, and then once those are in place, I can fill in around it. At least that's the idea. Oops. Maybe this way. We'll go little to the right. Gonna need a new axe. I think somewhere I have a nice mending axe, but I don't know what I did with it. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Collect all the stuff. Collecting all the stuff. It's quiet because I am thinking for once. That made a really nice spawn platform right there. So, might change my mind about that. So, really, way more done than I thought would be. I thought this outside part would take way longer than it did. So I'm pretty happy about that. So it's really a one episode project for what we've done. It's not bad. So I think I'm going to finish out this episode by just building up the trunk a little bit. I'm going to pretty much go for an acacia tree look. We're going to rip it off. And as they generally grow, it seems like they usually have just a single trunk. In fact, I think they always have a single trunk that generally leans to one direction. So what I'm thinking is we won't really taper it so much as just bend it over that direction. Then we'll have a large canopy up above, partially covering things. Maybe not quite as far as those are relatively, but a little bit. I think that'll look good. Only concern I have is the log ends visible from underneath. But I think there might be ways to mitigate that. We'll see. I mean, you know, if it bothers me, we'll lean it the other way. I don't know. So, got a few logs here. And growing some acacia trees. So, by the time I run out of these, they'll probably be all grown and can harvest them. Got our ladders. So I think we're ready to start doing stuff. So, been doing a lot of these kind of organic looking builds this episode. And I really hope it's not too boring. Because I have a tendency to kind of stop talking when I'm building. And it did not take long to use those 2 stacks of wood. So I guess I'll chop down some trees now. Woo! This is definitely gonna take a while. Got some more acacia wood. Got exactly 2.5 somehow. I've already used a couple. And planted more. It'll be a lot of cycles of that, so I'll use these ones up and I'll call it an episode. I'm gonna try and taper these edges a little bit upward. I think taper is the right word. Whatever word is the right word, that's the word I meant to say. Really not sure what I'm gonna do on the inside of this. Really, it's an empty room. That's as far as I've gotten. I should probably skin these logs, debark them, so they can't bark no more. Yeah, so I think it's looking all right on the inside, and must have lit up things pretty well because I don't see anything spawning. Yeah, it's starting to look like a tree, I think. But it's definitely gonna take a lot of wood if we're gonna make it somewhat to scale. I don't know if I'll make it quite that tall. It's all part of the fun. Once it gets to a certain type, once it gets to a certain height, I think we can taper it off more. It won't be quite as obvious. Use a little less wood. But yeah, I think that's where we'll stop for building this episode. I did notice one thing that was completely wrong in the last episode concerning what maps go where. And I think I'll fix it next episode. I got got an idea for a project as a break for this. This is clearly going to be a multiple episode project if you haven't figured that out already. Yeah, it's just going to take a while, but I'm pretty happy with the progress we made. So we'll just call it a day. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, hit that like button. If you really want to know what's going to happen in the future, hit the bell, thingamabob, whatever it is, you know, that thing.